All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Residual Earners podcast, episode 29 now. We are flying through them, and today we have... Presley, tell them what we have.
You know, we're going to have success tips for business.
Success tips for business. I'm Jordan.
I'm Presley.
And we're excited to be back with you guys for another great episode.
Are we the Residual Earners?
We are the Residual Earners. You are the coach, and I'm Jordan. So nice
Are
to
you
meet y'all.
the Jordan?
I'm not the Jordan. I'm just Jordan. So
we'll
come up
I'm
with
confused.
I know we
mean,
got to come up with something better for me.
Well, you know, he was introducing me on the last podcast that we did, and he goes, "This is the coach," and I'm going, "So I'm the coach now, huh?"
I don't know. We got to think of me a nickname.
Well, I call you.
Put down. That's a great idea here, guys. Go in the comments below and put a nickname you think for me, but it's got to start with the. That's the theme of the whole deal. It's got to be the blank, whatever it is, and be nice, guys. Don't. I got fragile feelings, so don't go down there and be mean to me.
You know, I've called Jordan J Swag. I've called him Jordo. I've called him Three. And you say, why three? Because Jordan was a baseball player. In case you guys didn't know, I'll brag real quick.
Here we go again.
Jordan was National Player of the Year in high school in baseball. He was an All-American at Arizona State, set the single-season saves record. He played for Team USA, which was my proudest moment when he had USA across his chest, and they played the national anthem. I mean, tears came to my eyes. And then he was a second-round draft pick with the St. Louis Cardinals. So that's where the three comes from, because he was always number three. But anyway, somehow we got on to the Residual Earners and the coach, and now we need something for
And now we need in the comments below for a nickname for me that starts with the.
Yeah, and, you know, I know we talked about it last week, but hit him again on our success on TikTok Live. We've never done that, guys. And, you know, we always talk about getting out of your comfort zone. Well, I'm telling you, when you do a TikTok Live for the first time, it was out of our comfort zone.
You are a fish out of water, guys, but it's amazing the support you guys have given us. And that's the biggest growth on this channel, the YouTube channel, is from that, guys. So we can't thank you enough. And, you know, it's just been, it's so cool to see the traction and support we've gotten from that. And hopefully we're adding some value to you guys in the mornings. And like I said, we haven't yet decided if we're doing 2 a day, but we're definitely going to get 1 in there. And we get excited to see the feedback, the comments flowing in, and interacting with everybody. I think that's what brings us joy, knowing that we're adding value, and we're seeing that a lot real time on the TikTok Live, which is nice to get those comments real time.
It's been pretty amazing. I mean, we have had anywhere from like 7,200 all the way to 14,000 people tuning in when we do our lives, and I'm guessing that's going to grow. I mean, it's going to grow. So, you know, it's funny when we started. I think I said this last week, but we were just hoping we had 10 or 20 people on there, and we ended up with thousands of people, and it was pretty eye-opening.
Guys, go on here. We tried to do TikTok Live on for the podcast, the Residual Earner podcast. And we didn't have much good feedback because during this podcast, we're not going to be sitting here interacting with the phone the whole time and talking to 2 different places. So obviously on the podcast, we're focused on putting out quality content to YouTube, to Spotify, Apple, anywhere podcasts go. So we are definitely focused on the cameras and our conversation and not a TikTok Live. But guys, we can very easily TikTok Live the filming of the podcast so you can see it real time before it ever comes out. So if that's something you're interested in, again, guys, leave it in the comments below.
Yeah. We are just here to serve.
Here to serve.
You know, if you notice, we're not selling anything. We're just here to add some value. Jordan came to me, my gosh, now it's about 8 months ago, which just blows my mind. It's been that long, but and said, hey, let's do a podcast. And I looked at him and I said, I don't need any more on my plate. I got plenty on my plate, as do you. But you know, when you got a chance to work with your kid, we love working together. We've been working together for years now on different projects, and I decided, hey, let's do it. And then we sucked when we started. We were green on the first episode, but we've come a long way. I'm not saying we've arrived. We haven't, but we just keep getting better and better.
You know, and we talk about and I'm sure this gets repetitive at times for people, but getting out of your comfort zone. And this is a good example for me, not only from not knowing what I'm doing, but it was very uncomfortable, especially that first time, not wanting to hit that record button because it's like, well, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know, like, this is uncomfortable. All the different feelings you get whenever doing it, not knowing this could be terrible, this could be good, who knows? And, now, I don't even think twice. I make my rounds around our 4 cameras here, tapping buttons as I go, and then come to the recorder, the roadcaster, hit that, and then jump in the seat. And without much thought, we get the welcome to the Residual Earners podcast.
What's the saying, Jordan?
You don't have to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great, people. And there's going to be 2 groups of people, the group that's glad they did and the group that wishes they had. And I hope you're on the glad they did group.
Oh, yeah, hope you're in the glad they did group.
Definitely. Well, we got some good stuff come today, guys. Presley's got the list over there. We got eight important bullet points. Presley's hitting 4. I'm hitting 4. So let's get after it.
Guys, these aren't just things that I think work. I think sometimes, especially on social media, people will jump on as an expert and they've never done it. I'm telling you right now, we have done it. I've been blessed to be one of the top networkers in the world. And I started out ignorance on fire, so that should give you hope. Jordan has been a phenomenal businessman. He was an All-American baseball player. I mean, we could go on and on. We've actually done something, and we've started several businesses now. We had up to 7 car dealerships at one time. I mean, I want you to understand that when we're giving you these bullet points, this isn't just some theory, pie in the sky, hope it works kind of stuff. This is stuff that we have tried. It works, and if you'll be coachable and stuff, we can help you. I can't guarantee anybody's success, nor can Jordan, but I can tell you this: we can certainly tell you how to avoid some potholes and some of the things that'll really help us.
Because, guys, we have hit potholes in business. There's
I think we
no
ran
doubt.
off the bridge a time or two.
We've run off the bridge and sunk the ship. So but we also have had plenty of success. So it's not just sitting up here saying we're so successful, because, guys, we've made terrible business decisions. We've done stuff that has cost us money, and so we've seen both sides of things, guys. And that's where I think it's a very these bullet points are very important, because we've seen both sides.
Amen. All right, the first one, and I'm going to let Jordan take this one, but when you get in business, you better be excited, because people are only going to follow you if you're excited.
Definitely, guys. And there's a lot of work that goes in with starting a business, getting something going, guys. And if you let it drain your energy to where you're not excited around your team members, your support staff, all the people that are going to make your business or whatever kind of business you're in grow, it's going to be a problem. You've got to, excitement is contagious, guys. And if you're coming in every morning, if you're excited, if you're doing the best you can and you're building the people up around you, that's going to be huge, guys. And if you're excited when you get there, and it helps build the excitement of your team, now we're pulling the rope the same way. You hear us talk about pulling the rope the same way a lot, guys. And it is so important that your team is happy and excited when they come into work every single day. Because if you are motivated, if you are happy, and if you are excited, you are going to get way more done in a day than somebody that's just there trying to collect a paycheck, wait until 5 o'clock to go home. So, guys, be excited about what you're doing. And if you're not excited about what you're doing, maybe it's time to look in the mirror and see what is going on in your life that you could adjust to get a happier route going and be motivated and excited, guys. You can change where you're at. You can change trajectory and what you're doing at the moment, but look yourself in the mirror and say, what do I want to be doing? What am I excited about, guys? And let's start making it. You don't just turn the light switch off and change it in a day, but let's start planning to go that direction, guys. And that way, when you wake up every morning, like Presley says, you're up before your alarm clock, you're excited, your team now is excited, and excitement is key to success, because it's kind of the the fire that's under your butt that keeps burning that helps you move the needle of your life.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That was a lot of talking for me. I'm not used to talking so much.
You know, I'll just throw this in at the end here is that people don't want to be around negative, dull, disillusioned, frustrated crybabies. People don't want to be around those folks. If you're excited, that means that when you're talking to people, you're going to have some posture. People are going to listen to you when you have posture. A buddy of mine, Randy Hedge, that if you haven't checked him out, check him out. Randy Hedge, the cowboy on TikTok. But Randy always says that if you'll get fired up, people will come from miles around to watch you burn. There is so much truth to that, guys. Get excited about what you're doing. Watch your posture go through the roof, because when you're trying to make a sale, or you're trying to hire somebody, or you're trying to recruit somebody for your networking company, or you're trying to do whatever, if you are excited and your posture is up, it doesn't matter so much what you say, it's how you say it, and excitement creates that. All right, my point that I'm going to hit real here is make a total commitment. Make a total commitment. I believe that if we make a total commitment, I mean, we really jump in the deep end, that great and mighty forces come to our aid. I believe the good Lord realizes we've made a total commitment. I believe he helps us along, guys. But if we're just sticking our toe in the water, that ain't going to happen. I mean, it's just not going to happen. If we make it so easy to quit, then we're going to end up quitting, because I'm going to tell you, I don't care if you're starting a traditional business, a side hustle, a network marketing business, whatever you're starting, you're going to have some tough times. Jordan wasn't lying when he said, you know, we've hit potholes, we've actually run the vehicle off the road. I mean, you know, there's going to be tough times, and if you have a chance to quit, you will. We just never even, it wasn't even an option to quit. We never even thought about quitting, because we'd made that total commitment. Kenny Trout, a buddy of mine that started Excel and is a billionaire, Kenny used to say that if you're halfway in, that also means you're halfway out. I mean, come on, guys. We can't be halfway in and halfway out. We've got to make that decision that we're going to do it, and we need to stand by that. We got to make the total commitment. We got to jump in the deep end, and watch what happens when you do that. If you will burn the boats, and you've heard that before, if you'll burn the boats and we don't have another option to make it happen, good things are going to happen in your life.
Definitely. No, I couldn't have said it better myself. And you know, as a former athlete, it was about giving my all, and that's one thing I'm trying to teach my kids now is, guys, you know, if you're going to do something, do it all the way. Don't halfway do it. And you know, Grayson, with hockey, it's but I don't care if you're good, bad, indifferent, but if we commit to doing this, we are going to do it, and we're going to play full speed. You may go out there and, you know, end up losing the game for your team because of a play you made, but buddy, we're going full speed and we're doing it 100%. Because the worst look ever is, you know, being halfway into something because you are also halfway out.
Yeah, when, you know, being a basketball coach, I used to tell my team all the time, we're going to make a bad pass. We're going to dribble that ball off our foot. We're going to miss a shot. But we should never have anybody say that we wasn't giving it 100% effort.
Yeah.
That's one thing we can always do, and I promise you, no matter what business you go into, you're going to miss a shot. You're going to make a bad pass. You're going to dribble that rascal off your foot, and it's going to go out of bounds. But if you're giving it all you got, won't matter. You're going to have a chance to win, and all we ever want is a chance to win, but it takes a total commitment. All right. Why don't we be a dreamer, Jordo?
This is one of, I think maybe I'm too big of a dreamer, if that's a possibility. But guys, you know, the vision board is so big to me, and all that is really another name is a dream board, guys. So on my vision board, I have the house I want to live in, I have the car I want to drive, I have the plane that I want to buy, I have my family in just awesome places around the world happy. You know, I have my son in the hockey school that he wants to go to. You know, I have all these things that I look at every single day, and it makes me dream about where I want to go. And guys, you know, seeing stuff like that every single day when I'm asleep, my subconscious is working on ways for me to get there. You know, when I'm awake, I'm reading, I'm listening, I'm trying to learn. And, you know, I keep that motivation because my dreams are so big, but I'm also, there's a visual aspect to it that I'm seeing every day, guys. So, you know, my biggest key here, guys, is know, one, where you want to go, write it down, have your goals visible, have a vision board. But guys, so now I say this all the time to you guys is, where do I want to go? And now how do I get there? What's my vehicle to get there? So, if I want to be there in 5 years, break that down on a yearly basis, down to a monthly basis, down to a weekly basis. And now every week I'm gaining on that dream that I'm getting. But it starts with knowing that dream, where you want to go, and also having a vision board of seeing that time after time after time of where when I get to this dream, these two align, and now, this is what I've always wanted.
Amen. Something that I used to do is I would dream build, and sometimes I would take some of my team with me to dream build. But, if I was driving down the road and I had a couple of folks on my team with me, and we'd drive past a new car dealership, maybe it's a Mercedes dealership or a BMW or a Lexus, a luxury type car, we would whip in and we would go, and I would sit down in the seat of that new Mercedes or that new BMW, and I would just smell the leather. I can remember the smell of the leather. I would hang on to that steering wheel and touch it and just envision myself being in that car. It helped my dreams, but what it did was it motivated me because when I got started being an old coach, I was driving an 84 Mazda B2000 pickup that was beat up. I was wanting something nice. Never had something nice. I wanted something nice. And me sitting in there and just touching it and smelling it, and just it was dream building. The other thing we would do is if we're driving down the road and I'd see an open house in a nice neighborhood, whip in and go in there and just look, man, because we weren't living in a nice house back then. And, I would just look and I could envision one of the things that I guess I'll never forget this. It wasn't my house. It was a house we're just looking in, an open house. But in the game room, they'd built a shelf around the entire perimeter of that game room. And they had a train track up there, a little toy train track. And the train was choo-chooing along in the game room around the ceiling of that game room. And I just remember that, thinking that was the neatest thing I'd ever seen. Now, I've actually thought about putting it up at my house now. I haven't done it.
To do it out here.
I could do it out here. We could have a train going in our studio. But anyway, all that stuff, that house, the cars, it made me dream. It made me dream, and I started realizing I can do this, and it motivated me to get going. So, that was the one. I don't really know why I got into that, except that I think we've all got to have our dreams, guys. You need to have a dream board, write you some goals down, and let's get after it. Okay, my next point is going to be treat people right. And, I think you could be saying, well, does that really apply to success in business? I'm going to say absolutely, positively, it applies to business. My mom, who was a godly lady, I am who I am because of my mom. That's Jordan's Gigi. She passed a few years ago, saddest day of my life at this point in time. And, she taught me a lot of things. But one of the things she taught me was that I treat the janitor with the same respect that I treat the CEO of the company. I think if you want to see a person's color or their character, you need to watch them when they're with people that it may be a step or two below them on the socioeconomic scale. Service people, a custodian, stuff like that, guys. Watch how people treat people, because that's going to tell you a little bit about their character. I just don't run with people that treat waiters and waitresses and custodians and stuff with disrespect. I'm sorry. That's not who I want to be around. That's not who I am. That's not who I want my kids to be. That's not who I want my grandkids to be. We're going to treat everybody with respect. The good Lord created all of us, and when we had the recon facility for the car dealerships, I would get out there with the guys, the technicians, and man, I'd be talking to them, and how's the family, and how's the kids, and is your daughter feeling better, and just high-fiving and all that. And I can still remember that several of them would tell me, what are you doing out here? We've never had an owner come out here and just hang out with us. Well, I'm no better than that tech. I mean, I've made a little more money, so that makes me better than somebody. Baloney. No, it doesn't. So be careful how you treat people, guys, and treat the custodian with the same respect that you treat that CEO or that president of that company.
No, couldn't have said it better myself. It's we're going to get into it. I think it's one of the points on here is culture, but that all plays into it.
Well, talk, if you would, Jordo, about creating an amazing environment, and that really plays into who you run with.
Definitely. And what you just said plays into this big time, guys. Creating I think of an environment, a culture, but your team members are going to. It's the same as the excitement earlier, guys. It's what culture you create with how you act. And so if you come in and show a culture of respect, show a culture of hard work, show a culture of happiness and motivation and excitement, all these different things, it trindles down to your team. And you are the leader of your organization. And if you get in there and really show respect to your team and show, let people be happy and let their thoughts and opinions be heard, guys, and let them play a role in the success of the company other than just doing work, that is creating an environment that is set for success, guys. And Presley also talks about who you run with a lot. It starts with who you run with, and it starts on who you hang out with, and trying to, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I want, maybe to be the least smartest person in the room, because I have somebody to learn to and somebody to model my life after and somebody to really ask questions to, and let them mentor me, guys. It's just, there's so much that goes into creating a great environment, guys, but it all starts with you and your personal growth and what you are broadcasting to your team.
Hey, man, when Jordan and I were hiring for any of our companies, as far as that goes, but especially the car business, it was all about a person's attitude. Now, did they need some skills? Did they need some experience? Absolutely. But we would talk to each other about, do they fit our culture? Are they the kind of person that we want to hang around and spend time with, guys? It is real simple. There are winners in your life and there are losers in your life. We all know winners and losers. I grew up in the ghetto, so I knew a lot of losers. Still love them, still go help them if they needed help, but I can't spend my time with them because they're going down a different path than I wanted to go down. So I think it is so key to pick winners to run with, to hire winners, to recruit winners, to whatever you're doing. Find people with the attitude that you can relate to, that you want to spend time with, and watch what happens. Because if you're running with winners, that rubs off on you. If you're running with losers, that rubs off on you. If you're running with dogs, guys, you're going to get some fleas. And if you're running with skunks, I promise you, some of that smell is going to get on you. You got to start picking who you spend your time with. So pick your friends wisely. Create an environment where you're with people that are all pulling the rope the same way that you're pulling it. Okay? Mine is going to be Heart of a Champion, and I guess Jordo should have picked this one because he's the champion athlete. I was just a good high school athlete, and that was about it for me. But I coached, and I'm going to give you a coaching analogy here real quick. I would be in the gym. We'd have open gym, and guys would just be running up and down the court playing, and there'd be a 6'6" guy walk in, and my gosh, he would be, when we're warming up, dunking and just doing all kinds of stuff and looked like Michael Jordan. And I could name a couple right now that just had all the athletic ability in the world. And but when the game would get going, and if the game got close, if the game got tied at the end, if it came down to crunch time, they just wilted. You couldn't find them anywhere. They didn't have the heart. They had the ability, but they didn't have the heart. And then I'd have some 6'1", 6'2" guy that didn't look like much, just had a little ability, not a lot, but had a little ability. But maybe when that game got on the line, they would be giving me everything they had. They would be scratching and clawing and doing everything they could to win that game. You give me the guys with the heart any day of the week. Now, if you get a good athlete with heart, now you got a superstar. But if I have to pick, I'll take heart over just athletic ability any day of the week. That's applies to business, guys. Do you understand that? If I am trying to hire somebody, I want somebody with heart. I want somebody that's not going to give up. I want somebody that's going to be scratching and clawing when the times are tough. You got to have that heart of a champion. And I challenge you to have that heart of a champion that, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I am not. By golly, I promise you I'm not. But I had a burning desire in my butt to be somebody. And if you've got that burning desire in your butt to be somebody, if you've got that heart of a champion, you'll figure out how to make it work. And you can get people around you that are smarter than you to help with all the details. But I'm telling you right now, you got to have the heart of a champion if you really want to make it go. All right. Be a leader, Jordo. Talk about it.
Being a leader is, the best way to be a leader is by example. You put in the hard work, you put in the efforts that, people don't want to do. It's hard for one of your team members to say, no, I don't want to do that. A good example from just our car dealership stuff was, Presley would come in and walking into any one of the dealerships, pick up trash, do things like that, clean stuff up. And, when the owner is coming in and cleaning the building, cleaning outside, whatever it may be, it's hard for whoever to give attitude about doing it. And, being a leader, it's so much leading by example, but it's also knowing your responsibilities, taking them seriously, and growing as a person so that you can lead by example. I think, we're so big, we always say it, guys, the personal growth side of things, it helps you become a leader. Read books on leadership from, guys that have been there and done that, learn how to be a leader. But if you don't know and you're just getting started and today's the day you're going to decide, hey, it's time to be a leader, lead by example, put in the hard work, let people see that, hey, I'm not looking for any credit here, but I do put in the hard work. They will see it over time, and then, you will be a leader.
Real quick, I'm going to put you on the spot here. You're a freshman at Arizona State. You're on a team that has the potential to win the world champion or the national championship in college. Who did you look up to and why?
I looked up to my roommate, Mike Leake, who I think was the 8th overall pick in the 2009 draft. And the reason I looked up to him is because he had a program he followed to get him ready, and his work off the field he was very dedicated to it, and it got him ready for games where in big moments he had something to fall back on. And Leak was not out there looking for friends, looking for credit. He was very introverted, stayed to himself. But you could just see that this guy's different just by the work that he put in.
Yeah. Most of the time it's a monkey see, monkey do business, and I wanted people to see that when I am around a business that Jordan and I own or whatever, I wanted them to see that I'm not too good to pick up trash. I'm not too good to clean the toilet. I've cleaned the toilet a few times. I'm not too good to do that. Now, could I have walked out and got the custodian to do some of the stuff? Yeah, absolutely. But I wanted my team to understand that I'm not too good. I'm just a guy. Now, I'm the leader, and I'll make the final decision. But I'm gonna hear their opinions. I'm gonna do everything I can to include everybody. You say, well, I don't feel like a leader. Well, then start reading good books. Start listening to personal growth gurus on the internet. Start running with some leaders, people that you know are leaders. Just start watching what they're doing, because our world is a monkey see, monkey do business. And if you'll show people by leading them in the right direction, you can have great success, whether it's traditional business, a side hustle, or network marketing. I'm telling you guys, it is all about just being a leader. All right, my last point, and that is, I think, the biggest one, and that is be a right now person. The power of now. The power of now. And you say, what do you mean by that? Bearing my soul again, I'm going to tell you that I'm a procrastinator by nature. So it is big for me to have this attitude. I had to really cultivate this attitude because, again, I am a procrastinator by nature. And I don't like it, but I have overcome it. And I'm a do it now person. So I'll just tell you guys, if you need to make a phone call, do it now. If you need to send a text, do it now. If you need to come up with an email, do it now. If you need to set an appointment, do it now. And on a bigger scale, if you're wanting to go and finish your degree, then register now. If you're wanting to start a side hustle, do it now. If you're wanting to get in network marketing, do it now. Whatever you're wanting to do, have that do it now attitude and watch how much you can get accomplished. Because, guys, this isn't, we don't get do-overs in life. This isn't a dress rehearsal. We've only got so much time on this earth. We want to get it accomplished. And for you young folks, understand, time passes quicker than you think it will. I remember when I was 20, 30 years old, and I just thought, man, I got forever. Well, time passes quicker. I mean, it just goes by a whole lot faster than you think it's going to go by. Don't waste a day. Your most valuable commodity is not your money, it's your time. So take advantage of every day, get things done, and do it now. Do it now. If you think up something, do it now, not later. If you think up something, don't wait till Monday, do it now. And if you'll get that kind of attitude, amazing things are going to happen.
Definitely, guys. I think, the biggest advice we can give today is just take that first step to gain financial freedom, to start your next venture, your first venture, whatever it is, just take that first step.
Yeah, and understand you're going to have good days, bad days, all that stuff. But as Jordan says, I love it now, is that you don't have to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great. And I'll tell you, Jordan and I have sucked at some stuff we got started with, so don't feel bad if you start off sucking. I mean, that's just the way it is sometimes.
Part of it.
But if you just stick with it, you're going to get better and better and better and better. And Jordan and I certainly don't think we've arrived, but we've learned a whole lot through the years of successes and failures. And, I really look at life this way. I either win or I learn. And I think if you'll go into it with that attitude, I never feel like I lose. I either win or I learn. And when you have some stuff that doesn't go your way, those are going to be some of your biggest learning times of your life.
Definitely. Guys, as always, we thank you. Thank you for joining in. Go down below, comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, hit the little bell. So, we just can't thank y'all enough for joining in with us. And it's always fun.
And be looking for the TikTok lives.
Yeah, we're on live. Hot and heavy.
Hot and heavy. Love
Awesome,
you, buddy.
Love you too. Thank y'all.
God bless you.